Welcome back to NYSE TV Live. Last week, some of the biggest names in the advertising and communications industries attended the Cannes Lion International Festival of Creativity, and that includes the team from MNC Saatchi. Joining me is Nadja Bellan, CEO of MNC Saatchi North America, live in studio, our first guest to have here in person. Thank you for taking the time to join us here.
Good morning, JD. How are you?
It is great. I'm doing great. It's great to have you here for a historic day in the stock market.
I think I'm bringing a bit of good luck, so I think we're going to try to do this every morning.
Absolutely.
I'll do a little drive-by
every morning for the all-time high.
Bringing good luck to the markets.
I'm really curious what the conversations look like that you had in France with brands, specifically about how cultural power can drive ROI. What did that look like?
Well, for us, cultural power for us is currency. It can make the difference in how you drive ROI for shareholders or how you don't. And quite frankly, given everything that's happening in the world, cultural power is top of mind for most big brands. Unilever, JP Morgan Chase, Elf, just as an example, Lego even. Very different brands, very different categories, all talking about cultural power at the core, and it means something slightly different to each of them.
I'm sure you learned a lot through all your conversations. What are your major themes, your biggest takeaways? I'm sure on your flight back to New York, you're sitting there in your brain saying, hey, you probably learned a lot from talking with these brands.
You know what's interesting? There was a bit of a joke as to how many times people can talk about AI.
Sure.
So if I think that last year was really about AI, this year is about the application of AI and how you maintain the human part of it as much as possible. The other part I think was interesting is that if 2024 was about performance, 2025 is about purpose meeting performance. And those brands that actually walked away with the Cannes award-winning trophies are walking straight into the boardroom with impact and an ROI that's unprecedented.
What are some of the latest trends you're seeing in the general advertising and communication space? I'm sure these trends are shifting seemingly by the day. I don't know how you keep track of them, but...
Well, let me tell you a couple things. One, I think the notion of agency has changed. The amount of creators that were out there was kind of phenomenal. Creators are really owning the market these days, and they have the ear of Gen Alpha, Gen Z, and the up-and-comers and everything in between. Those brands that actually know how to listen to where the creators are going, listen to the market, are the ones that are actually winning. But if you want to turn a deaf ear, pretend that they don't matter, my goodness, take a look at your stock price. I'm sure you're going to feel the difference.
Absolutely. Like you said, artificial intelligence referenced once or twice or a million times, I'm sure, in these conversations. But how are you really seeing it impact that industry specifically?
Well, I think it's all about how it's applied. There's certain companies where you're like, apply artificial intelligence in a blanket and just do it with everything that you do. It's a tool that can drive efficiencies. It can enhance creativity. It's an amplifier. Certainly in MNC Saatchi, we're using it to actually make our teams even more efficient as to how we work with some of our partners.
What is the Cultural Power Index? Talk to me and introduce our viewers to it who might be a bit unfamiliar. How does it differ from other brand indices they might have heard of?
It's an AI-powered diagnostic tool. It's really a predictive model, a tech-enabled system that measures fuel desire, driving demand, and long-term growth, all determined by what's happening with social forces at the time. And so many others have their version of the Cultural Power Index. We believe ours is quite special. We've teamed up with Oxford even in developing the tool. It's as smart as you feed it information and data each and every time. And for the brands that we're working with the Cultural Power Index, we can begin to see shifts in efficacy of how we're able to move the needle in ROI for those who actually have cultural power versus those that don't.
I'm about out of time. Quick if possible, signals that indicate a brand is culturally powerful.
Take a look at their stock price.
Take a look at their stock price.
Take a look at their stock price and what the people are saying about them. Brand do, not brand say. The audience never lies.
Oh, put that on a bumper sticker. I love that one.
Brand do, not brand say. You heard it here first.
And perfect guidance here for the New York Stock Exchange.
On a rallying day. On a rallying day.
Absolutely, an all-time high. And you brought the good vibes, so thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
Nadja Bellan is CEO of MNC Saatchi North America. Thanks a lot for joining us. Good to have you.
Thank you, JD. Appreciate you.